What the hell do you have on?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Connoisseur Conversation. Today, we are going to turn our attention to one of the most intriguing woody spice fragrances from the modern niche era from the house of Amouage. We are going to talk about a scent that embodies the movements, the energy, and the depth while still holding true to Amouage's reputation for bold artistry, and this is the scent of Boundless. This is one of the best scents that come off the market from the house of Amouage for a tobacco fragrance. So if this sounds like the type of content that you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Everyone, welcome to the Dry Down, the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuances of scent, cigars, and wines. I'm, of course, your host, Chris. Welcome to today's wonderful experience. Today is all about the freedom of exploration, the freedom of expression, and just basically really talking about the fiery optimism that still wears with elegance when we talk about a fragrance. Today, we're going to dive right into the scent of Boundless from the house of Amouage. It's one of the best fragrances when it comes to a tobacco and spice scent profile from the brand, and I can't wait to get into it. So, as always, with the Connoisseur's Conversation, we're going to talk about the composition, the projection and sillage, the presentation, the actual demographic, and then we're going to talk about a final impression of what this fragrance gives us, and we're going to give the point system and all about the rating graph that I always truly love to bring to you guys. So let's get right into what it is. Have Boundless. Sit right there. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Boundless. This is one of the special creations from the house of Amouage. This is in a nutshell, to talk about this one is a creation that thrives on contrast. This is one that opens up with a very beautiful, lively burst of brightness of cardamom, a ginger profile and blood orange that gives this very sharp and zesty start to a feeling of a fragrance that really sparks in the air when you wear it. I've had this on my skin for about 2 hours now. I have the dry down here. I'm going to spray it just a little bit to get the opening profile for you guys. You're going to get to see the atomizer with that and see how that comes across. It's a pressurized atomizer with a magnetic top. Great dispersant of the actual perfume oils. And as always, Amouage hits it out the park when they have a scent profile that really resonates with me. I'm truly engulfed in what it is to have this one. So let's get right to what the composition does for me quickly. This one, while being a sharp and zesty fragrance, when it goes on skin, you have this aura about it that has a fragrance that really deepens. It goes into this rich cocktail of a scent profile that has bourbon vanilla, benzoin, and then when you have this on your skin and it starts to envelop you and starts to evolve on your skin, it collides with this tobacco, warm, smoky guaiac wood, giving it a warmth and density that you would love to have on your skin. Something that we truly have come to expect in wearing a Amouage fragrance. To me, once that opening comes in, it starts to touch on your skin and starts to evolve. You have, like I stated, the brightness and one of the most beautiful, I'll say this as well, one of the most authentic smelling gingers. Non-sweetened, non-candied ginger, just a really smooth, effervescent, zesty ginger root scent that stays over that blood orange and opening cardamom throughout the entire fragrance. The cardamom is green, so everything about the opening, while having a zesty profile, does not carry the sweetness of those notes as much as the bourbon vanilla comes up from the base to give that sweetness to them, lending a spicy warmth to the fragrance in the opening. When this one then goes to the mid, it has everything that the hallmark of the scents that come from Amouage have. It has incense and myrrh woven into the heart, adding this sexy, seductive, resinous aura that the brand loves to put out and they're known for. What I admire most here is the balance. Boundless has one of the best balances of a fragrance that you will ever have on your skin. It's energetic while still being expansive. It's grounded and it's super smoky and resinous in the profile of this one, going from the heart to the base. It dances between brightness and shadow. And when I speak about dancing between brightness and shadow, what I'm speaking of is how beautifully bright the opening is with that sexy ginger spice, cardamom, and orange, and then it goes into those base notes of heavy tobacco The composition has, like I said, bourbon vanilla, and it has this guaiac wood, which one of my fondest memories and fragrances was learning and exploring the fragrance that comes from guaiac wood. It's a very smoky, almost like a sweet, burning charred wood smell that you get from the actual perfume oils that you have for guaiac wood. And so for me, this is one where Amouage shows its skill set as a composition maker. It feels both daring and approachable, mass appealing approachable scent profiles coming from this one. And it's incredible the way it transitions across the life of the fragrance. And so for me, in speaking on this one, talking about how it is it feels, how it expands on my skin, how it develops, and how it is a rich fragrance that smells sexy, appealing, and mass appealing at that, it is one that I'm going to score with a heavy, heavy hand of 44 out of 50 on this point scale that I have for this particular rating of composition. Just a beautiful, sexy profile of tobacco, vanilla, and spices. One that you're going to love to have on your skin. Next, let's get right into the sillage and projection of the fragrance. So next, we're going to talk about a 16 out of 20 point scale rating for sillage and projection. On my skin, the actual scent profile of Boundless is one that projects very strongly in the first 2 to 3 hours. Something I've always come to know that the scents that come from Amouage will do. They have a great concentration of oils and have a great perfume composition behind most of their fragrances. This one here, the spice citruses, they come in the opening and they radiate with energy. Then the resinous woods and vanilla give this a steady backbone that lingers on your skin for about 6 to 10 hours. When I say 6 to 10, the only reason I'm saying 6 to 10 because on one day, after wearing this for about a month and a half now, on some days, I'll say not one day, but some days, I'll pick up the fragrance when it wafts across my shoulders. I'm smelling it at about a 6-hour mark into my day or into my evening. And then some days I did not, while others, a similar spray pattern, I picked up 10 hours. And so it can vary the way the scent comes off and was picking up on my skin. But I do know this. When I sprayed it across my collarbone, in the triangle across my chest and my clavicle and my shoulder blades, it gave me a great projection to my nose of around 6 to 10 hours. I'm going to leave it with that particular, I would even say let's go 8 to 10 hours, speaking truthfully. And so the sillage is one that presents a confident, non-overbearing scent profile. It leaves a great trail of sillage, but it won't dominate a room. I like that about this one. I like that this scent profile has something that has a lingering effect that becomes more mass appealing to those who come closer to you and have a draw-in aura effect and allure effect for you. So Amouage, they make powerhouse fragrances, but that is not something that this is. While still bringing a great projector, you get it on your skin, you're going to be around someone, you want to feel sexy, smell sexy, and you have this on your skin, you go to a backyard party, somewhere where the ladies are going to be present, everywhere from, Buffalo Wild Wings to Twin Peaks. You're going to go somewhere like that, you want to smell sexy in the fall, going to watch a football game, this is the perfect scent profile for it. You want to feel upscale and magnetism with a formal wearing, this is the scent profile for it. The spices and the tobacco do well together, something that you don't smell too often in this scent profile. No fruits really outside of the citrus fruits, and great spices. So this one, it has this refined noticeability to it, which I'm going to rate 16 out of 20 when it comes to sillage and projection. Next, let's get into the presentation. Amouage always knocks it out the park, so that score is going to be a high one, of course, as well. So the presentation, I'll get right into the box really fast about the box and the presentation. You come with a sleeved box for Amouage. They change up their presentation very often, so you may not have this one and you may have this one. You get a sleeved box with a pull-out or releasing, I should say, box profile. Very hard cardboard. It's a textured cardboard that has a felted lining that fits and encapsulates the bottle's body right inside of it, keeping it secure, keeping it something. If you want to keep these boxes, like often what I'll do with my Amouage boxes is keep them all in a side of my library because they actually look great along with books. So I'll keep them stacked up along with my books in my library. The way that this bottle looks is phenomenal. It's a very beautiful mirrored glass lacquered paint job box with cream and bold maroon oxblood coloration. Has a stone in the cap. It's a magnetic top with a great dispersant from the atomizer. Very, very beautiful way that it comes off. I enjoy this particular presentation as always with most Amouages because the way that it does come together, it has a great sense of the way it could, they have a signature. From the 50 ml to the 100 ml boxes or bottles, Amouage always has a continuity about how they put together their boxes and their bottles. So if I could ever put this back together, and we can get that going. There we go. The box for Amouage Boundless is a wonderful box, and the actual bottle is just as gorgeous. And so I'm going to rate that, as most of my Amouage presentations will get rated a 9 out of 10. The cap, it's heavy, it's painted, it's beautiful, it's magnetic. It has a great ethos throughout the brand, as I stated, and everything sits well on the shelf. So the presentation, standard bearer of all perfumery houses. It's a 9 out of 10, of course. Next, let's get right into the wearability of this one and who would wear this, the demographic. So for me, when it comes to this particular scent, while it's a bold, it's boundless. The name is apropos for the scent profile and what it does. It's surprisingly versatile though, surprisingly mass appealing for an Amouage release. It's spicy, it's woody, it's resinous, it has a great character to it, which makes it ideal for fall and winter. And then especially evenings, formal gatherings, and things where you want to be around people and have a great congregation. Upscale lounges, evenings out on patios where there's a nice fire going, where there's a nice gathering spot for those who love to smoke cigars. This is a beautiful, beautiful profile. Even one weekend, a couple weeks ago, I wore this to a tailgate, Lions tailgate, and it just went off very, very well. It was something where it was a warm morning of about 60 degrees, the profile of about 6 sprays, compliment garner, felt spectacular, feels great, and it's one that you can wear with ease. To me, I would even say that this one can stretch beneficially into cooler spring days, which makes it an even better wearing experience for most. So this one is adaptable for those who want a darker Amouage or a nice profile with a scent that is mass appealing, and that's exactly what you get for this one. So the wearability of this one, I would give this 11 out of 15, which is a very high number for a dark resinous scent from Amouage. So you know that this is one that has a great appeal to it. Next, let's get into impression. When it comes to Boundless will garner an appreciation from you. It's a special fragrance that has a special, I would say this, the men and women who will really enjoy this are enthusiastic about sprays and fragrances. Very much so. People who love a complex yet enjoyable fragrance that has a great evolution on skin will love to wear this one. The people around you will give compliments. Compliments are truly, truly definitively possible with this one, but it's less about the mass appealing sweetness and more about the connoisseur level respect that you're going to get from this one, because people are going to smell this and know that you have on a very respectable, expensive smelling fragrance that comes off very much so like a gentleman should. For those who smell this and know you're wearing something, they know you're wearing something elevated. They know you're wearing something that is thought-provoking, something sexy, and something that will make them fall in love with the scent profile on you. So for that, the balance, and of all things that make it approachable and sex appealing, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 for that experience. And it's one that you just will come to enjoy more and more the more you wear it. And so as a final score, I want to give this one an 83 out of 100 for the scent profile of Boundless. Very much so an enjoyable fragrance. It is one that in the era of fragrances where we can overreach sometimes, and I've tried to draw that back where I'm giving fragrances such a high rating. Like I said, I'm adjusting to what it is I give my fragrance their point system to. And so I would truly say this, on a connoisseur scale, behaving the way this one does, the appeal that this one has, it has a true 83 out of 100 point system scale. Beyond wearability, the complexity is approachable, and that's what makes it sweet and sexy and fire. It's grounded, it's sexy, it's appealing, it's sexy. It's a fragrance that lives up to the name of pushing boundaries because it is boundless, and it is doing that without losing any balance. And so I've enjoyed that about this particular scent profile, and I hope that I've conveyed that message to you in this connoisseur's conversation about Boundless from the House of Amouage. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, remember, scent is memory, collecting is legacy, and community is culture, and we here at the Dry Down We are the culture. You all have a blessed day. Always remember, stay balanced, stay bold, and stay enhancing. I'll see you in the next experience. Have a blessed day. Peace.